Hi, everyone. This is Julie, and you are listening to the USTU podcast. And today, I wanted to do a special episode with yours truly. That's me. It's the season of gratitude. We are right at Thanksgiving at a time where we focus so much on what we're grateful for. And I want to just talk today a bit about gratitude and share a bit of a flip on it. I think it is so crucial to be thinking, gosh, every day it's a practice of mine. Every single day I journal what I'm grateful for, what I'm appreciating, and I try to do it for at least a couple minutes. It actually, what studies show, there's a great article in Forbes magazine about the 7 scientific benefits of gratitude. There's actual benefits to your body, to your health, your well-being, including better sleep, less depression, less stress and anxiety, feeling more connected to others, to yourself. Your immune system can be elevated and affected in a positive way from gratitude. But what I want to talk about today, it just occurred to me that I think we focus often, I know myself included, on thinking about all the things and people that I'm grateful for. And if you know anything about my journey, it has been one of learning to love and honor myself and have deeper self-connection. I guess what I've experienced is that the more that I've learned to give to myself, to feel worthy, to feel self-connection, to feel self-love, the more I'm able to give that away and to have that for others. And I just believe at the core of my being that when you love yourself and feel grateful for who you are from all different angles and in many different ways, that you don't want to hurt yourself and you don't want to hurt others. When you're coming from that place of love for self, it doesn't stop there. I found that it totally expands from there. And I am an advocate that for having more healing and self-love on this planet. I am super passionate, as you probably have a sense, about the idea of uplifting one another, coming from a place of cooperation, co-creation, connection, helping one another to thrive, knowing that there's room and enough for all of us, coming from that abundance mindset, that prosperity mindset versus one of lack. And this shows up in a lot of ways when we flip from a lack consciousness, which says there's not enough, I need to get mine, competition, putting people down, like that's all from a lack consciousness, versus switching to this abundance mindset and consciousness, which really is what the season is about. And that's the basic understanding that we are all infinite divine beings with the same access as the next person to all of the goodness, to full self-expression, to peace, to love, joy, abundance, prosperity, all of these things that we want for ourselves, knowing that that is not only available for myself, it's also available for anybody else who's looking to have that. And coming from that place, I believe, leads to more of a sense of connection to self, more of an abundance mindset in helping one another to thrive and advance. And it's more of an empowering place to come from. And I also believe that starting to focus on gratitude for yourself and all the ways that you are blessed, all the ways, things that you can be thankful for with yourself, with your career, with your life, learning to shift that perspective and that lens. And for me, it's become literally something I had to train myself to do in a lot of ways, especially around loving and honor me. When you get to do that and learn to do that, that really shifts the way that you see the world and the way others see you. I just so believe that our inner world completely predicts and determines our outer world. So in other words, what you're seeing on the outside, your life events, situations, your career, your finances, your friendships, your health, your well-being, that is a reflection of your beliefs inside, of what you say to yourself, of how you talk to yourself, of what you believe to be true about yourself. We know that epigenetics, for example, which is the study of health, well-being, disease, what we've seen from studies is that 90% of well-being has to do with mindset and habits and lifestyle and mentality. It's only 10% that's reliant on genes, which to me is just so powerful. So I want to focus this holiday season on learning the art and practicing the art of being grateful for who you are and celebrating, finding anything to celebrate about you right now. Anything you can honor, that you can cherish, that you can really look at and feel good about. That practice can change your whole game. It has totally, totally changed mine. And so I just want to talk for a few minutes about ways to do that. There's a lot of ways to tune into gratitude. One thing that I believe and that we know is that what you appreciate appreciates. So the art of learning to appreciate yourself and appreciate your life is probably one of the most important things you can do. It's a huge benefit that will pay dividends for the rest of your life. It's an investment to learn how to do this. It takes time. The investment is really time and practice. It doesn't cost anything. It just means focusing your attention. So when something is not going right, that's a moment to pause. I put my hand on my heart, usually take a breath, and I think about something that I'm grateful for. It could even be, my heart is beating, that I'm healthy, that I'm here in this moment, that I have warm clothes covering me, that I have a house house to live in and roof over my head. I mean, it could be those kinds of things. It could also be, for me, I like to go into a little more personal. So, starting to look at what you're grateful for yourself. One of the things I am really grateful for and I appreciate about myself is I feel like I have a loving kindness and a big heart. I love helping people. I love spreading that love. I love seeing love in others and the light in others. I love to be kind whenever I can. These are all things I learned from my grandmother, Grandma Roslyn. Wherever you are in the universe, thank you, because I learned this from you, to be gracious and kind and loving and graceful. What else do you appreciate about you? I also love, I'm really creative. So what can you find about yourself? It's going to be a little awkward. I don't want to keep going on about what I love about myself. Although what happens is when you start to be able to speak freely about that, it gives permission for others to do the same. It also helps you to look for that in others. Like, I notice people's positive traits all the time. And so what we're doing is we're shifting from a place of negative bias. We as human beings tend to look for what's not working well, what's wrong. This is actually known as the negative bias, which frankly comes from thousands of years ago, where we, as unevolved humans then, had to be on the lookout for things that could harm us or take our lives. So we had to be very careful and very strategic, but we don't have those same concerns today. And so this is something you might need to train yourself to do. But what I have learned through the study of appreciative inquiry, which was a whole field developed by David Cooper-Eider in, I believe, the 60s, and he's still alive today doing it with companies all over the world. In fact, my book, Get a PhD in You, both the first and the business edition, comes from an appreciative inquiry lens. Appreciative inquiry is all about learning how to look at your life, how to look at yourself from an appreciative lens, from a lens of gratitude, from what's working, what can I celebrate, what do I want more of, what are my strengths, what are my values. So I would encourage you this Thanksgiving, this holiday season, to sit down, get your journal, get your computer, get your Google Notes, wherever you write, whatever you write, or maybe you do an audio and record it. It's just to start a journal of appreciations. This would be an appreciations of yourself. And it's a great idea to do this daily. And just note anything that comes to mind. What do you appreciate about yourself? Your strengths, your gifts, your talents, about your career, about your way of being, about your values, about how you show up in the world, about something that's happened maybe this week or last week. So I, number one, would start an appreciation journal for yourself, about yourself. That would be one new practice that if you did nothing else, a daily practice of appreciations for yourself is a fantastic way to shift your gratitude capacity and your appreciation capacity for you and who you are. It also increases your sense of worthiness and connection. And remember, whatever we connect with inside ourselves, we're able to then have at a larger level in the outer world. Number two, so one would be appreciations of yourself. Number two would be looking for those attributes that you see in yourself, to look for those in others and then to share those. Maybe it's a text, maybe it's a note. So you're sharing what you're seeing in yourself with others when you see it in them. So for example, creativity is one. I love being a creative. And when I notice that in somebody else, I love sharing, like, hey, I just think you're a badass creative woman. I want to share that with you. So one is going within and appreciating yourself and looking for that daily. And two would be giving it out, sharing it with others, right? That's the piece about gratitude around Thanksgiving and this time that is so powerful. Let's make it a daily practice now and continue it for the whole year, for 365 days. So it's not just the season. Remember, gratitude and focus on appreciation has literal scientific benefits to your health. So it's worth it. It's worth your time and your investment. And then three, I would say, just in terms of practicing this gratitude, would be to think of a word before you go to bed every day, every night, something that you can tell yourself that's a win for the day, a word or a phrase or something that happened that you want to remember. So when you go to bed, you're going to bed with an attitude of gratitude, with a sense of appreciation. So maybe it's a word like patience. I'm really grateful that I was patient today with my kids. By the way, that is a big one. I'm always working on my patience. Maybe the win was that I did all of the emails that I really wanted to get done, and I got them done today. So I'm grateful for that. Grateful for my persistence, right? So the thing is, what we're doing is we're starting the day with appreciations and gratitude for ourselves. We're then sharing something that we see in another, and then we're ending the day. We're ending with an appreciation and gratitude, celebrating a win, celebrating something you're thankful for. And that way you're bookending your day. You're setting up your day with gratitude, and you're ending with gratitude. And those are just a few thoughts. Those are things that I try to do every day that have helped me so much to really design a powerful life that feels fulfilling, that feels full of connection, and that knowing that I get to choose how I'm going to focus on my day. I'm not going to allow other negative influences, the negative bias, the media, social media, those that are maybe not yet in an abundance prosperity mindset. Like, I get to decide how I'm going to do my day. You get to decide how you're going to do your day. And so powerful when you step into that place of really being intentional, being focused. So my prayer is that you have an amazing Thanksgiving and holiday season, and that you start cultivating this real deep sense of appreciation for who you are, and that you learn to bookend the beginning and the end of your day in a way that's going to have you feel connected to your higher self, your highest self, and to thus your sacred, divine aspect of who you really are, your youest you. That's the whole point, right? Is for us to be here to express as our highest selves. I'm so grateful for you. I'm grateful for you as a listener, as a dear soul on the path with me. I'm always open to thoughts and wisdom and insights in any way that we can make this a show that really helps you to uncover and discover your best self. And I wish you blessings. I wish you peace, and the knowing of how incredible you are, and appreciating that. Much love and blessings.